Staffers at the Hani Baragwanath Academic Hospital in Johannesburg are picketing outside the hospital's main gate. They are unhappy about a string of issues, including the cutting of posts and services concerning waste removal. There is reportedly also a staffing backlog, which is said to be exacerbated by the closure of fire-damaged Maxeke Johannesburg Academic Hospital. SABC News reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa is at the hospital for us. Thanks very much, Mbalenhle, for joining us. What's happening where you are?
Good afternoon, Nompu. Yes, workers did come outside here and picketed for almost an hour, but they have gone back inside to their posts. So this looks like it was a lunchtime picket to bring attention to some of the existing challenges that will be exacerbated by some of those contracts not being renewed. You'll understand that yesterday the MEC for Finance did make a promise or pronouncement or an announcement that money or funds will be made available to refurbish Mthethwa Hospital after that fire, which almost destroyed the hospital. But until that happens, it seems as though the pressure is on all the other hospitals to try and pick up the slack and service the rest of Johannesburg. Now, we've heard some VITS officials talking about or warning South Africans about the potential of a complete collapse of the entire healthcare system, saying that the reason that there are these problems is because service providers were not paid by the government, the Gauteng Provincial Health Government. Also just warning others that, if these contracts are not extended, the existing challenge of understaffed nurses or understaffed hospitals will exist. And they're saying that they got these additional staffers because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but also because they managed to corner some officials and try to get the assistance that they've needed and required for a very, very long time. We've also heard them talking about the fact that they feel that they've been failed by the government, that they were failed by government during the start of the pandemic when we had that PPE scandal, and also they feel failed all over again right now with the current situation where you've got waste posing a serious threat on not only the patients that come to this hospital, but also on them as staffers, and also creating a very unhealthy work environment for them. I'm actually joined by one of the staffers here who's going to give us a sense of how they are feeling and the reasons that they've decided to come out here and picket and what they would like to see government do. He's also going to give us a sense of these long-standing challenges that have been an issue at various hospitals, not only this hospital here. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Professor Mthethwa Ramogopa. I understand that you as a member of that medical advisory committee are very well aware and well versed with regards to the issues in this hospital. Please talk to us about those long-standing issues.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. And we've just had a protest action here, which included, all categories of staff in this hospital. And of course, members of civil society also joined in. Now, the crux of the matter, it's all about the termination or the imminent termination of the 819 contract, workers with effect from the 31st of March. For us, for a hospital of this nature, of this size, that has always had chronic, staff shortages, over and above the other problems. We're talking about crisis that we've always had. Now, this is now what is going to happen with the withdrawal of the 800 posts. We're going to have another crisis over a crisis that has always been here. So this is what now brought us here today. Now, over and above this, we are saying that for this hospital to be serviced, if you remove 800 people, it means you don't actually take into account that the indigenous people of this community here of Soweto and surrounding places, that they need that quality service, they need to be attended to and be leave this hospital being healthy and otherwise.
Okay. Now, we've heard some staffers saying that they feel that they've been failed by the government, and they feel that, they were failed when we had the PPE scandal and so on. How do you feel about the current situation, especially with, the failure to pay service providers for such a crucial service such as waste collection, as well as the provision of a basic health such as food?
You know what, for all these problems that we have highlighted, should people from head office come here and see for themselves, they also, I'm sure they'll agree with us that we've been short-circuited. It is a disgrace that we have a hospital, again, of this nature and not have enough staff, not have enough people to clean the hospital, not have enough people to move patients from one section to the other. Right. So this is what we're complaining about. And now, of late, we hear that there's no bread for patients. I mean, that is a disgrace. We don't think a democratic government that we all voted for, that it is really unable to sort out a problem of staff shortages, to absorb 800, critically needed workers, and also to ensure that the patients are being fed.
And talk to us about the size of the hospital in terms of the number of beds and how many people you would need in terms of staff members to meet the needs and to service the community of Soweto and the rest of Johannesburg.
This is a very busy hospital. You just need to go through all the statistics of this hospital, which I don't think we've got time to do that for now. But this is a 2,800 bedded hospital, right? This is now when we are full to capacity. And the staff members here is 6,600. Right? You can make your own calculations as to whether, do you have one-to-one or in terms of patients to worker if we really, meet the standard. The resources, the budget, and the staffing, and any other resources for this hospital, you compared with any other hospital around here and elsewhere, you'll find that this hospital has been under budgeted for many years. But that is not just what we complain about, but we also call for the prudent utilization of the resources. We feel that for every rand that we spend here, all the budget, the money that we spend here, that there must be value for it. Often we doubt if there's value for it, and that government must look into.
There you have it. One of the staffers here just bemoaning the circumstances and also just calling on government to assist with regards to the staffing challenges and all the other challenges. Thank you. It's back to you in studio.
Thanks very much. My colleague there, Mbalenhle Mthethwa, outside Hani Baragwanath Hospital.